Hello for the people online. I'm Vara and this is Philip. If you're waiting for Lynn, she's not going to come today. She's somewhere else. So I have the honor to replace her for today. So Philip has been meditating for a bit. So he has agreed to introduce you to one chakra called Vishuddhi. Is that right? So he'll give you a little intro and then we'll do a little bit of a meditation and then a speech from Shrimataji. That'll be useful. Over to you, Philip.
Thank you, Vara. Good evening to all of you. I refer to the piece of music that was playing. It was chosen for a particular reason. It's Mozart, and it's his flute concerto. And the chakra we're talking about tonight, the Vishuddhi chakra, is actually graced by the quality and the deity of Sri Krishna, who is traditionally known as the player of the flute, the melody of life. And it's what we're talking about tonight is the chakra at the throat. It's this is the energy of the cervical plexus, which is this area here. And it came into being, they say, about 100,000 years ago, about the time that Sri Krishna came. And that's a disputed date, mind you. But what Sri Krishna incarnated for was to present to the human being the quality of being collective, being a member of a community, like the drop in the ocean or the pebble on the beach. We belong to the greater being, and he come to represent that. And it's a very important chakra in our existence because it's the way we relate to each other, it's the way we talk to each other, and often used in the wrong way. Diplomacy can be a very good thing, but it also can be very sneaky, so you've got to be very careful there, because you know what diplomats do with saying things. But it came in the period when we stood up as human beings and looked at the horizon, and it was like that broad expanse came within us. And it's interesting that this chakra is related to this, the broader being, and it relates to the bigger thing. And in Sahaja Yoga, we understand that this links us to the greater space around us, but also to the minor, the other human, the other crowd. And it's the way we relate to each other. When Sri Krishna came, prior to his incarnation, humanity had been a bit solemn, and he brought what was called the Leela, the joy of life. And if you know anything about him or read the Bhagavad Gita, which is the main scriptures he's in, he talked about that joy of life, the celebration, the joy of living, of relationships with each other. And he talked about, as I said, the drama of life, as though the world is a stage. And there's a beautiful quote from William Shakespeare where he says, "The world is a stage and we are merely players." And this is something we need to remember in our existence. We're not talking about taking life too seriously or too flippant about it. It's that equal where you enjoy each other. And it's interesting that a lot of what's conveyed to others is through our voice, through our face, which that chakra looks after. And you can often read on a person's face how they are. If they're a bit glum or we're in a bit of bad mood or whatever, it's often registers here because this relates to this whole area here. And it's reflective of how we are. One of the aspects of the Vishuddhi is the very important relationship between brother and sister. Sri Krishna had a sister called Sri Vishnu Maya, who he admired greatly, and she came with him to represent that sister quality. And we understand in Sahaja Yoga, you have a wife and all the other women in the world are your sisters, and there has to be that respect in that relationship because the sister-brother relationship is very important and beautiful. It's about genuine communication, of not being too aggressive to each other or using your voice to command others, which is on the right side, right purity, the negative aspect of that, which is the right side and the ego, or going to the left where we feel guilty about everything, but also be sarcastic, which is a subtle way of getting at people, but you're being very sly, which is on the left side. And that's the misuse. It's always, we can always be honest, but it's very important that we be careful about it. And that's often a difficult thing because you can put your foot in it quite easily through the voice. So you understand the quality of that. It covers the, as I said before, teeth, nose, all those areas near the throat. And as I said, it has a quite a wide range and opening thing within our connection to what's around us. It's also got the quality of being the witness, where we look at life, we see what's going on, but we don't get tangled in it. We do notice it. Now, it doesn't mean we shun it or drift away, but to see the drama, not get involved with it, and be able to negotiate it so it's better for everybody, including yourself. That's often a skill that takes a while to obtain, but once you get your realization and the Vishuddhi does clear, you find that actually happens, because through realization and awakening, it becomes clearer, and you actually feel that you're getting, oh, I wasn't so angry at that time, or I'm being a bit more diplomatic. And it's a natural growth through the process of Sahaja Yoga meditation. I'll finish with two names of Sri Krishna, he's got a lot of names, of Sri Radha, who was his consort and wife at the time. Very important relationship of the love they had for each other. It wasn't a romantic Bollywood or Hollywood type relationship. It's over and carried away there. It was quite innocent and pure. It's been misused, but there's one of his names is Hrud Buddhi Malaka, which means the blending of the heart and mind. This is our heart chakra here. This is our mind. Between them is the Vishuddhi chakra, which links these two together. And as you evolve and your meditation and this develops, you understand the connection between heart and mind, of the love of the heart, the clarity of the mind, and the way that this links them together to be that part of the human race. Call it the tribe, the whatever you like to call it. But it's a very important thing. It's and we know that when we're unkind and angry with others or get a bit moody, we have to be honest with ourselves. We don't feel good. We walk away, put a foot in there. But you'll find that as you evolve and the Vishuddhi does clear, that there is a joy in humanity. It's our greatest thing we have. I don't want to overstate it, be too romantic, but it is the greatest thing. It's the greatest joy we have. And then we were made that way to have that. And this is what Sri Krishna brought to humanity through his character and through his grace. I think I've run out of words. Thank you. Yeah.
So for the benefit of people online and here who have come for the first time, what Philip just did is he zoomed into this energy center that you see is the number 5 center, which is quite an important center really. We'll explain why in a bit when you have the experience yourself. So what you see here on the screen is called the subtle system. So you have the physical system, physical body, and then you have the subtle system. So inside that subtle system, the core of our existence, or you can also say the reflection of God in us, is in that triangular bond. Where you see a coil, it is represented as a coil, but it has a lot of strands, many, many threads. So now when people wanted to get into meditation, the definitions differed, but in this case, what we mean by meditation is to reach a thoughtless state. So you're sitting there, absolutely awake, but your thoughts go off. So that wasn't possible really before. So in the 1970s, Srimataji Nirmala Devi, the 1970s was an interesting time, was the moment of hippies. This was before I was born, so this is only read that I have is a lot of gurus arrived. So these gurus basically took the so-called disciples for a ride. So basically you go there full-handed and you come out empty-handed, while believing that you got something. And usually you, from what you know from a lot of documentaries, you end up being very messed up. So being a mother, Srimataji wanted to do something about it. So she came up with this technique. So probably her speciality, or at that stage, the dilemma was probably, how do I give this meditative state to people without them walking away from the normal life? People like us, basically. So what she came up with is a technique called self-realization. So it wouldn't be an overstatement if I say Srimataji is the only one who came up with a technique that a bloke from the street could learn without having any background in spirituality. So that's definitely not an understatement. And people who you see here, Philip, myself, Gulshan, Sarah, Venkata, the new addition to the family, we all have been through this, and that is the reason, and we've benefited, obviously. So that's the reason why we do these programs. So for you to get the same experience, all you have to do is to have a very pure desire from within, where you need to want it. You really need to say, I'm here for getting this experience. So once that desire is there, it works out quite easily. So for that, what we do is we put both our hands on the lap. Then we'll go through a process that we call the process of self-realization, which Sri Mataji has invented, and she has given us the permission to propagate it. So if you have both your feet on the lap, hands on the, both your feet on the lap, feet on the ground and hands on the lap. If you have shoes on, please remove them. And then I'll just show you quickly the different parts of the body where you'll be putting your right hand on. Left hand stays where it is. So first, I'll ask you to put your right hand on the heart, next on the left side of the tummy, and then on the place where your leg meets the body, and then tummy again, heart, left side of the neck, and move your head towards the right shoulder like that. And right hand on back of the head, lift your head towards the sky. The center of the palm on your forehead. And then in the end, you put your right hand on top of the head, like that. So now I'll repeat all these steps, so you don't have to remember. I just wanted to show you the locations. So then the only thing you have to do is not open your eyes. And I'll say a few statements, you call them affirmations. So you repeat these affirmations in your heart several times until you really feel it's coming from within. And feel free to translate those words in English into your mother tongue. We put our right hand and left hand on the lap, palms facing upwards. Slowly close our eyes. We put our right hand on the heart. And we ask a very fundamental question. Addressing Sri Mataji in the photograph as mother, you ask several times in your heart, Mother, who am I? Mother, who am I? Now place your right hand on the left side of the stomach. And here you ask, Mother, am I my own Guru? Mother, am I my own Guru? Now we take our right hand and put it on the place where our leg meets the tummy. And here we ask with a pure desire, Shri Mataji, please give me pure knowledge. Shri Mataji, please give me pure knowledge. Your right hand again on the left side of the stomach. With complete confidence in yourself, we say, Mother, I am my own Guru. Mother, I am my own Guru. You place your right hand on the heart. Mother, I am the pure spirit. Often we confuse our identity with the role that we play at that point in time in our life. But they're all just layers, like layers in an onion. But we fundamentally are pure spirit. Mother, I am pure spirit. Mother, I am the Atma. Mother, I am the Atma. We place our right hand on the left side of the neck. And we do a bit of a reset and dissociate ourselves with all the past mistakes we've done in the past. We say, Mother, I'm not guilty at all. Mother, I'm not guilty at all. Mother, I'm not guilty at all. Place your palm on the back of the head. Lift your head towards the sky. Keep your eyes closed. Mother, please forgive me for all the mistakes I've done in the past. Place your right hand on the forehead, bend a little bit forward. Mother, I forgive everyone, including myself. Mother, I forgive everyone, including myself. Mother, I forgive everyone, including myself. You place your hand on top of the head, right in the middle on the fontanelle bone. Here with humility and sincerity, you ask, Shri Mataji, please give me my self-realization. Shri Mataji, please give me my self-realization. When you're ready, bring your hand back to the lap. Keep your eyes closed. To start with, get comfortable with that silence and then enjoy. For a moment, observe how you're feeling on your palms. And on top of your head. You may feel tingling or a sense of coolness on your hands and on top of your head. So if you can raise your right hand above your head, just a little bit, don't touch the top of the head, just a bit. Then observe. Move your hand around a little bit, front and back, up and down. Try with both hands. When you're done, bring your hands back to the lap. And slowly open your eyes. How'd you go, Frankie? What did you observe?
Like relaxing. You get the chance to be aware of your body, the body content.
How was your second time, Vinod? Did you feel any coolness on your things, or is the head still going? Okay. So the reason of feeling warm is this Kundalini is like your mom. She's trying to help you. So when you're hungry, she feeds you, sort of thing. So when you're out of balance, this Kundalini is going and let's say one of your energy centers, maybe on a particular time or moment, you're not feeling all the love and compassion that you usually feel. That happens when that energy center here in red color is a bit constricted. So the Kundalini goes up and then tries to clear it. That's when the part of Vishuddhi comes, where the vibrations, as we say, they are manifested in your hands because of that energy center that Philip was talking about in the beginning. So another way to really clear these energy centers is to listen to Shrimataji's talks. Sometimes they make absolutely clear sense, and you just have to learn one point from what she's saying. So see what you got in store for yourself. I'll play the speech now. So I just remember that's by the charge running out. Just keep your hands like that on the lap, then.
Our Vishuddhi Chakra. If we have to keep our Vishuddhi Chakra all right, we have two sides, as you know, is the left and the right. So the right side is the Vishuddhi Chakra, which is speaking, which is talking about dharma, which is on the aggressive side, we can say. those people who are aggressive, who talk in an aggressive manner, who are, say, trying to dominate others by their talks, are the people who are right-sided. I have shown people, those who really do wrong things. Say a person, a servant, steals something. You call him, he'll be so rude to you that you'll be amazed. This man is so rude, how can have been able to steal something? He's not afraid, he's answering you back so nicely. So those people who are right-sided can cover up any sin that they have committed, any wrong they have done, any murder they have done by their talk. It could be a talk which is very aggressive, blatant. People might think, oh, how can that be? This man is telling so loudly everything, and you are stunned. And you think, no, it's not possible. How can a person who says this? In this way, we too, as ordinary human beings, indulge into all kinds of nonsensical things, and then we try to justify it by talking, wriggling out of it. You know, as many criminals, war criminals, have come out of it by just talking, by creating stories, by showing something like that. That also is with all human beings, they have this capacity to say something by which to hide whatever wrong you are doing. But it is never realized by them that whatever harm you have done is not going to be forgiven and will be less forgiven when you talk like this. Because Sri Krishna is finished. If you start justifying, rationalizing all your wrong things, then you will be punished. And you will be punished very badly in so many ways that you will not know how to get it out of it. Physically, mentally, emotionally, every way you will be. So our right Vishuddhi, we have to have a temperament, a culture, a style, a behavior, which has got the quality of Sri Krishna, which is called as Madhurya, means melodious. Melodious. We should talk in such a manner that it should be melodious. The person who listens to you listens as if he is listening to the flute of Sri Krishna. The voice of a Sahajogi should be sweet, like that. When you talk to someone, it should be melodious. It should not be aggressive at all, but on the contrary, it should be melodious. It should not be sarcastic. It should not hurt another person. Any word that hurts others cannot be coming from the proper type of right Vishuddhi. So in no way one should hurt. I wish all the Sahajogis develop that melodious voice of Sri Krishna as their Vishuddhi is awakened. Madhurya, in his behavior, Madhurya is, see, while talking to someone, there are so many gestures by which you can express your Madhurya. For example, especially in Italy and other places, I have seen people use too much of their hands. This is also Sri Krishna's style. So they use their hands in such a way that sometimes you don't understand what they are meaning. And sometimes it can be quite aggressive also, the way they use their hands. Now the hands must be used in such a way that it should create Madhurya. I have seen this in Russia, or especially in Eastern blocs, where people, they have to express their love, just put like this. If they have to say namaste, the whole expression is so sweet, and also their heart is very full when they see me. So they don't know how to express it. So they just put their hands like this. Or they feel shy, they do like this. Very, very sweet things they express through their hands, through their eyes. It is the tears, you see, that really create such clouds of, I should say, very dense clouds of compassion in my heart. When I see their eyes expressing their love for me. Everything, the tears, everything, that's the face, the eyes, the hands, all this belong to Sri Krishna. So in their behavior, in their talking, how they express themselves. You can use the same eyes for showing your temper and getting angry. Many people use eyes for controlling others. They'll put their eyes like this, stare at someone, try to control. They may use their eyes also for condemning someone. Also sometimes they use sort of spit at someone or try to show the tongue to insult someone. So in the behavior also, we must have a kind of a sweetness. Like when I went to England first, I learnt English in my own way. But when I went there newly, they said, now if you have to say a word like thought, you must say thought. I said, what? You must take out your tongue and say thought. I said, it's absurd. Why should you take out your tongue? He said, unless until you take out your tongue like that, it's not something proper expression. So I said, this is English, you have developed some nonsensical thing to show tongue at everyone. Even a child, when he gets angry, automatically he shows his tongue. So you see, all these expressions are, and making faces. Now, as they say that stiff upper lip, you must have heard about that. With the nose like that, snooty nose, or a face where you just make your faces and make a crooked face just to tease someone, or to make an expression out of your nose. Also people do it like this, to show as if you are sneezing at that person. All these things, expressions are coming out of Sri Krishna's grace. But the power of that is madhurya, is the sweetness, the melodiousness. The rapport should be so sweet that rapport should create tremendous joy and tremendous happiness. As you have heard the song of Baba Mama's, On My Eyes, only I looked at him, I says with that glance, that generated that beautiful music in him. So as far as possible, try to put your eyes on the greenery, that's the best. Then it soothes down, and also you develop the soothing quality of the greenery. I always tell people that better see the greenery around, how it soothes your eyes. In the same way, you should try to soothe the other person when you talk to that person. The person must melt. Instead of that, if you start arguing and fighting with that person will never melt. On the contrary, you will be adding fire, more fire to that person. That was the quality of Sri Krishna, is the madhurya. And that is expressed in his lifetime, how he beautifully managed to say things in his own sweetness, especially in his childhood. The another quality which Sri Krishna has, which we can express through our right Vishuddhi, is diplomacy. But there are two types of diplomacies. One is genuine, one is artificial. In the genuine diplomacy, you do not have to take to a certain standard, or you don't have to read some books to know how it is diplomacy. Genuinely it comes to you. the whole thing works very sweetly, in such a genuine manner. I have used it many a times myself, and you all can use it also many a times. That's only possible if you don't get angry with someone. Not possible if you are angry. Now there's a story I've told you about this Gagangad Maharaj. I went to meet him, and he was very angry because he could not stop the rain. He was supposed to stop the rain, and I was all drenched. And he was so angry, and he said that, is it my ego you were trying to control? And like that he started little bit fighting with me. I said, no, that's not the reason. He said, why? Why did you not allow me to stop the rain? You are all drenched. I said, because you are a sannyasi and you bought a sari for me. I would not take a sari from a sannyasi. So I had to get drenched for your sake. The whole thing finished off. The whole anger, temper finished off. This is how we have to melt people. The diplomacy is not convincing anybody with his intellect or by temper or anything, but it is to melt away another person by your goodness, by your good words, by your sweet works, by your forgiving nature. This quality he had, and he tried this on many people. It worked on some, it did not work on some. He didn't feel it's a failure. It's the reaction of the another person which is important to be seen. So this quality of right Vishuddhi you should have is to talk to others and melt them away. I hope in America people develop this quality and try to improve relations with each other.
We are good on time, Philip. Did you want to do another little meditation?
Yes.
We can. Can take
People who came in later, they've been before. No. You for the first time? Yes. Okay. Do
another self-realization. Yeah, go for it.
What we're going to do now, for those who are here for the first time, is go through a process where we awaken this energy in our sacral bone, to take it up to here. So yoga actually happens. By that breaking through, that's the union. That's the yoga, self-realization of second birth. There's many names for it, but it's a process. Everyone has got this within them. And by waking that you can feel on your system. You can feel it within you. Rather than us telling you or selling, because there's no money involved, you can actually feel it for yourself. And the most beautiful thing you can feel, and I'm talking from experience when I first came, you feel much more silent. Because when it moves through here, you can actually go into meditation. And that's the beautiful thing about Sahaja Yoga. Once it's awakened, you can develop this, and it grows, it develops, because it's an ongoing thing. So what we'll do now, open our hands on our lap. We can all go through it again, because this will value all of us, including myself. Place the right hand on the heart. You can close your eyes if you wish. And here we say to ourselves, or ask a question actually, a fundamental question, am I the spirit? Because in our heart is the spirit, it's the quality of love. It's joyful and silent. Am I the spirit? This is what we are to become. We have to evolve to, is to be this quality. Take our right hand down the left-hand side of our stomach. And here we ask the question, am I my own teacher? Or am I my own guru? Or am I my own master? This is what we have to become to understand ourselves, to look after ourselves. Am I my own guru? Take the right hand down to where the left leg joins the body. And here we take the affirmation as a question, am I the pure knowledge? Of course, we do have that within us. It has to be awakened and evolved to give us that knowledge. Am I the pure knowledge? We can affirm that by saying that I am the pure knowledge, because we are. It is there. It's the knowledge of our greater self. We'll take that right hand up to the left-hand side again. And here we can say that I am my own teacher. I am my own guru. That's not a boastful thing or anything like that. It is a fact that we have the ability to have the knowledge of ourselves, to be our own teacher. We go back to the heart, and here we can say that I am the spirit. Because we're not the past, we're not the future, we're not all our thinkings and things like that. There's something much more subtle about us, which is eternal. And that's our spirit. I am the spirit. I am the spirit. Take the right hand up the left shoulder. This center here gets affected if we feel guilty about our life, what we have lived through. So here we say, I am not guilty. Of course, the past is the past, it's gone. I am not guilty. We let the past go. I am not guilty. We take the right hand to the back of the head. A similar affirmation here, positive statement. It's about the past. I forgive myself. Once again, let go of the past, which can hang hold of us, sit on our shoulders. It's not that we're shameless or anything like that. We just let things go. I forgive myself. I forgive myself. Take the right hand to the front of the head, across the forehead. Bend our head down a little as we bow to this in a subtle way. I forgive everyone. We don't need to forget, we just need to forgive. Let it go. I forgive everyone. One of our great qualities. I forgive everyone. take the hand and place it on the top. This is our fontanelle bone. Fontanelle is Latin for small fountain. It's interesting that the Kundalini comes out of there as a fountain, as a breeze. So we ask for our yoga, our second birth, our moksha, our enlightenment, whichever way, we ask and we request to have it. Please give me my yoga. The Kundalini within us is very graceful. She has that mothering energy. She wants to fulfill a purpose, and that's to give us this second birth, this yoga. Now lift the hand gently upwards, and hopefully you're feeling a cool breeze there. Bring the right hand back to our lap, but keep our eyes closed. And let this music dance at the top of our head, above our thoughts. We'll just take our right hand, run it up the front of the body. Just slowly, 2 or 3 times. Remembering this energy is there, it's intelligent, and it will respond to this. Feel above again to see if you feel that cool breeze above your head. At the same time, you might feel you feeling quite silent, that the attention has softened. You may feel cool breezes in the palm. You may feel cool breezes in the body. But it's very gentle. What we need to do once we get this awakening is to look after it. Meditate each day. There's various ways of doing it. There's this brochure you can use. The guidance is on that. There's online meditation as well. So it's quite a, I'm not very technical, so far I could probably tell more about that. I'm one of the old crowd. I go for this more. And you can use this at home, but the vital thing is that's awakened. Look after it, it'll grow, and you'll actually feel the benefits from it. It's like the sprouting of the seed. As Sri Mataji has said many times. Try it each day. Be patient with yourself. Attend the programs if you can. Well, be good if you did, actually. Because what you get the benefit, you get the knowledge of all this, and that's to help us. And this is why Sri Mataji started this in 1970, freely, no strings attached, to show people that it doesn't matter where you're from, there's a better thing inside yourself, and that's you, your subtle body, your spirit, which is the number one thing. So, yeah, just give it a go. Yeah.
So Philip said I'm technical. I'm really technical. But what I've learned over the years is for this kind of thing that we actually want to go to the basics. So you cannot really beat human company, like Sri Krishna says about collectivity. So an online thing, sure, we did online things during COVID. That was part of our being collective. But really, you can't really compare face-to-face versus online. So online should be a sort of a last resort, I feel. Yeah. Now, after coming out of COVID, is, you really want to come, but you have a cold and a cough and you don't want to spread it to people, then go online. But please do come face-to-face. I'm not sugarcoating this, that's why. it doesn't really make the same effect. Sorry, online folks, but that is the truth. Unless you're stuck in some rural land where you can't move, then online is absolutely useful. Yeah, it's more like better than nothing. But please do come. We are here. You can ask questions. People are usually shy asking questions online. Usually online is, yeah, thanks, great, it was good. But there are so many people here who've been meditating for a while. So please ask questions, and that's it for tonight, online folks. Thank you for coming. All right.